C3 Media.
Through the media.
And first up, our first topic of the week for Why Is That Trending? 16-year-old Charli D'Amelio has become the first TikToker to surpass 100 million followers. She's also struck sponsorship deals with brands including EOS Cosmetics, starred in a Super Bowl advert for Sabra Hummus, and agreed to be the face of Hollister alongside her sister. The range of deals earned the 16-year-old $4 million in the year from June 2019, according to Forbes. Sky News reported D'Amelio's hopes of reaching the 100 million milestone were dented from an episode of the family series Dinner with the D'Amelios. Fans accused her of being disrespectful towards the personal chef the D'Amelios had hired. She released a tearful video apologizing for her actions. Soon after she announced Don't laugh at her, she's 16.
I'm sorry.
Soon after she announced she had reached the followers goal, tweeting out 100 million people supporting me. I truly cannot believe that this is real. All right, so clearly this is all fun and games to you.
I'm not laughing. I'm not laughing at her necessarily. I just think about myself when I was that age.
Sure, and the things you cried about.
And the things I cried about, and how absolutely off the wall I would be if I had that type of platform with that many people following, with that many brand deals.
Yes.
I still feel like I've got a lot of growing up to do. And so just hearing this about a 16-year-old is just like, whoa.
I mean, honestly, like, rude to a personal chef when you give a 16-year-old that kind of power and influence. I'm not forgiving it. Like, it was embarrassing and it was entitled. But she's also 16. And I definitely probably did worse things at 16 with no influence and power, and I'm very grateful I was not in the public eye, because the things people would have just hated me for, just off the wall. That said, I do think the whole incident, I get why people were angry about it, especially because, like, I did see people calling out, and it's true, when you have, like, you know, people our age trying to call out the D'Amelio sisters for this, it gets a little weird of, like, they are 16. I think the other one's a little older. I'm showing my the other one. I don't know.
The other D'Amelio.
Yeah. But when you remember, though, like, these girls are, like, to us it feels so weird and silly and we're so disconnected from it. But there are other 16-year-olds and 15-year-olds and 14 who are, like, looking at these girls. And I think to some degree remembering, like, not that it's, you know, your job to be perfect constantly, but I get why there was backlash.
Right.
Of, like, yo, you got a platform. A, be gracious and don't be a jerk. B, like, there are teenagers looking at you and thinking this behavior is okay, or if you hit a certain level of fame, then that behavior becomes okay. So I don't know. We asked you, was the incident with Charli and Dixie D'Amelio and the chef, was it that bad? 74% of you said yes, it was rude. 26% said no, it wasn't that bad.
If I could cut in for a second.
Yeah. Do
we have a name on that chef, or is he just known as the chef?
He definitely has a name.
I would assume he has a name.
He's a human being on this earth.
I'm positive his mother didn't give birth and go, first name's he's a part of the chef family.
I do not know his name, and I apologize.
Sorry, that was just my own curiosity.
Trying to call me out for being rude now?
No.
Yes, I'm cooking.
I am expecting a
honestly,
tearful apology.
I think when it comes right down to it, that was what actually pissed people off. It wasn't that she was rude. It was the, like, insult to injury on some level of this 16-year-old has a personal chef and she's being a brat about it. Like, I think that's what pissed people off. Really, at its core, it's people being like, how dare you?
Yeah. And, you know, if I could just be very genuine and say these words to D'Amelio herself, it's going to be okay, girl. You're 16. In, like, 4 years, you're going to have, like, double the brand deals, and no one's going to remember this. You'll probably do something else dumb that you'll have to apologize for. That's the circle of life, babe.
At least you didn't get chunky blonde highlights like some unfortunate 16-year-olds here did.
Is that you or me?
It was me.
It was you?
Did
okay.
you?
Yeah, my godmother was a hairstylist, and we did all kinds of weird stuff.
We both have
Yeah.
pilot.
Well, and I got. We'll talk about it on another episode. But yeah, I had quite a hair journey.
We'll save that for the Patreon content. We'll show pictures. If you subscribe at the $5 level. We did have some viewers chiming in. Carlos Magnayon Gray says, I don't even have TikTok, yet I know who Charli is.
That is crazy because I had TikTok, and until you told me about her, I did not know who it was.
Yeah. I've never seen one of their TikToks, but I roughly understand who they are.
Are they just, do you know what they're about? Are they just like trendy dancers?
I think they dance. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And that's part of it that's so weird. And I think it is just part of being a little bit older. I'm sorry, this is a dry set. What are you?
I'm sorry. Actually, what are the rules? Am I allowed to drink on recording? Or can I just not show the labels? What is?
We gotta Greek it, yeah. There are no rules. No, but like looking at this stuff and it's like, oh, now I know how our parents felt being like, I don't get why they're so crazy about these Backstreet Boys.
These boys in the back.
I heard they're back, but I don't know where they went. James Merlot, great. Thank you for always chiming in, James, and a member of the channel, which we really appreciate the support. Said, I read up about it, so my opinion will be purely based on what I just read since I know nothing else about the sisters. Join the club, us too. James says, first, I voted that it was rude. As for should they be punished? No, in the end, they're young, still unaccustomed to the spotlight. What they did was undeniably rude, and they should be pulled up on it to prevent future ill judgments. But I don't think they should get punished. But they should stay on TikTok.
You know, I actually like that response a lot because, again, I think, you know, we're kind of in this age of like we love pointing the finger and giving the shame finger to people, but we really haven't quite found where the grace of forgiveness kind of comes in.
Yeah,
and it's so true. She's young.
She's a kid.
You know, and exactly, pull her up, hold her to it, absolutely. But you know, it seems like she apologized sincerely and is going to grow up a little bit. It's not like she harmed anyone.
Yeah. Dick Casablancas chimed in and said, no and yes, the snail was not rude at all. If a chef is offended at someone gagging over a snail, they are oversensitive because most people won't react to eating a snail well. I also heard that was almost a little bit of a setup, maybe, in hindsight of like they knew she wasn't going to like it and it was edited to look a little more dramatic than it was, and it was a bit of like a, come on, just try it. You don't have to like it, but... Which also, like, fire your PR people. Like, why'd they make you look so bad?
Well, and I mean, for me, I can sympathize with that because you know me, I'm a very picky eater, and if I ate a snail, I'd probably lose my mind.
They're not bad. But there you go. Let us know what you think. Was it rude? Do you know who these people are? Is Backstreet back? What was your worst hairstyle? Make us feel better. But no, let us know what you think about the whole D'Amelio situation. Whose side are you on? I feel like there's even more like bizarre layers we didn't have time to get into. So drop it in the comment below. We'd love to hear what you think and maybe chat about that on next week's We Got Your Mail. If you like what you saw, make sure to subscribe to the channel and please drop a like on this video. It really does help us. Also, don't forget you can turn on notifications so you don't miss a single review, react, why is that trending, or We Got Your Mail.